Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Major's Mess Hall. And this is a special episode to me because I've decided to talk about my mum a little bit and just grief in general. And I've found a fellow on the internet, really nice guy named Rob, who has I guess it's a vlog, a daily vlog where he talks about grief. He sadly lost his wife in January of this year. And yeah, been watching his videos and I just figured, you know what, this guy would be a really good person to get on and talk to. So welcome to the podcast, Rob. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us.
Um, Great to be here, Gavin. I don't know any conversation that starts good though with I found a guy on the internet.
No, I was gonna write something down and I was like, I'll just wing it. It'll be fine. So just like that, you can swear and say whatever you want on this podcast. There's no, you don't have
I
to worry
don't
about that.
I don't know if I can swear. I've had the good taste Gestapo like invade my comments over the past couple weeks. Everybody's getting on me for the F-bomb. But I grew up in New Jersey. So I mean, if you don't swear, you actually fail in school.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same as where I'm from as well. I'm from Liverpool in the UK, so it's yeah, similar nature. Um, yeah, I mean, first of all, obviously condolences to the loss of your wife.
And to you for your mom.
Yeah, it's awful. It really is. It's she's the first person that I've lost that's like been a really big figure in my life. I mean, I've lost both grandparents, but it was like a natural thing. My nan was in her 80s, my granddad was in his 90s. It was a celebration when they passed. I think if you can live until you're 80, any year after that it's a reason to celebrate. You've won the game of life, so to speak. If you
I don't, I
die
don't want
before that.
I don't want to go much further. That existence looks fucking terrible. No. And grandparents are
Does for some
supposed
people.
grandparents are supposed to die. Come on. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
they're
know that's
just
the thing, and it
yeah.
really was like don't get me wrong, my granddad was a hero of mine and I loved my nan so much and it was sad when they went, but this is like, I mean, this is like nothing else. My mum went through so much. Like she had cancer three times, actually four times. The first time I was 11, she had breast cancer. She fought it, got better. Then she got it again when I was 18. She fought it, she got better, went through chemo both times. Then when I was, I think 29, 30, she got ovarian cancer, fought it, got better, went through chemo. Like the woman was like a warrior, she really was. And then recently she got a brain tumor.
Jesus.
She had the surgery, got better. Like, but the issue with that one was it was post-op complications. She ended up with a chest infection, pneumonia, and the pneumonia is what got her in the end. She was like in and out of hospital dealing with that, but she fought the brain cancer and she was such a trooper. But she went so quick. Like she was like I was talking to her one day, and her breathing wasn't great. She was at home, and then she got admitted back into hospital, and it was only a few days later, and she was gone. And it was just like
How old was she?
68. So
Hmm.
that's
That's
no
young.
way.
No, that's young.
Yeah. But just like, like when someone's been through so much already, it's just like, how the hell is this fair? It's just like, that's the problem is just, I just can't fathom how like one person can endure so much in their life. And she was a good woman. She wasn't a bad person. I've got nothing bad to say about her. She was an amazing mum. And, I've got a brother, so we're both kind of going through this together. Obviously, it's different for him as it's different for me. I don't live in the UK, so my journey of grief like it's in your situation you're obviously living in the house that you shared with your wife so that and my dad's going through what you're going through in that sense every
Yeah.
day he's waking up and it's like you're just in the house that you made together and I fortunately don't have to go through that. I'm dealing with like the whole thing of well, I never see my mum every day anyway because I live in Canada and sometimes we go a week or two without speaking anyway, so she could technically still be here, so it's a constant reminder, like a reminder myself that she's not here anymore.
How long ago did she pass?
She passed away on the 4th of May, which I kind of laugh about now because I'm a big Star Wars fan.
Oh
So
yeah, May the 4th, of
yeah,
course. May
exactly.
the
Yeah. So
4th
like
be with
I know that like it'll be a sad day when it comes around next year, but like I'm so into Star Wars that like it's almost like I mean I'm not a believer in anything. I'm an atheist, but it is almost like my mum's like a little bit of a joke there for me to help get through the day. So yeah.
that's recent, man. So you're in the beginning stages, basically.
Yeah, and it was hard watching you because I went right back to like I think you started recording 10 hours after she passed.
I did.
And yeah, so like watching the first bunch of videos, and you know, you actually do get upset in some of them, and they were hard to watch because that was me straight after mine. I didn't do any recording or anything, but I could feel what you were feeling at the time. But your vlogs have really helped me because obviously you're much further on than I am,
Yeah.
and I'm just seeing how you're managing and you're
I mean,
coping.
a few months. Yeah. She passed away in the middle of January. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean all right, so we started off the preamble to this saying that every grief journey is different. So in my situation, and I don't know how many of my vlogs you've watched, Gavin, but um my marriage wasn't good. I was abused for about a decade, verbally and physically. My late wife passed away basically from heart failure, from alcohol abuse and to my in psychiatric med abuse.
yeah,
So we had to lived estranged for 10 years. You know, you mentioned the house a few minutes ago. I basically lived in my man cave. And I'll tell you, the first 3 weeks after she passed away, I didn't leave that man cave. I've got a 2,300 square foot house, you know. I mean, I've got a lot of room in this place. And I lived in, you know, basically one floor. So I mean, I've been kind of taking it back and just getting reacclimated to my own domicile, essentially. But you know, I did that 10 hours afterwards because I was sitting there and I go, I've kept so much bottled up. I hid her mental illness from everybody. I hid her alcoholism from everybody. I figured she might get better at one point in time.
yeah.
And I didn't want the world to hate her, basically. Like if she ever did come around, if she ever did recognize the problems that she had and in earnest tried to fix them and wanted to have a life again, I always wanted her to have that opportunity. So I kept it all bottled in. So you know that first video I did, that was a damn release of emotion. You know,
Yeah.
I wanted, yeah, I love social media. I'm in marketing for my day job. So, I mean, you know, I do that. I do it all day, basically, for corporations. And I had thought 100 times about just going out there and saying, you know, a cry for help. And that's really what that first video was. It was a cry for I've got to let out my emotions. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. My parents were driving up from North Carolina because, you know, I made 3 calls basically when I came home from work and I found her dead in her bedroom. And it was the police, my parents, and then her father.
Yeah, oh,
And
geez, man, that's awful.
yeah,
What a horrible phone call to have to make as well, and what a horrible thing to come home to. I can't even imagine.
yeah, I mean, it's the first time I had ever seen a body that hadn't been prepared, right? You know,
Yeah,
you've seen bodies before, but in a funeral home in a casket after all the work had been done on them, you know.
yeah.
This was the first time really seeing, you know, it was like Stand By Me, right? I mean, it was kind of like, you know, seeing a raw corpse, and it
Well, you
was,
weren't ex and you weren't expecting it at all. There was no
no,
inclination that she was going to go.
no. I mean, the coroner basically said it was heart failure. It was just years of alcohol abuse, and then all the pills. Every pill bottle was empty on her nightstand, and she was on about 7 or 8 different
So
medications.
did she do it deliberately?
Don't know.
Oh, see, that's hard as well, isn't it? Not having an answer.
She always saw prescriptions as suggestions
Yeah,
and felt she knew better than the doctors. So I don't know.
yeah.
You know, and I never will. And I don't know if I'd get any solace from finding out if it actually was on purpose or not. I don't think so. The coroner said her heart was pretty fucked up, that it was, you know, it was enlarged, and there was just material failure there. But she was only 46.
Wow,
You know, I'm
such a shame.
51. I'm 51. She was 46. I mean, we're still relatively young.
Yeah. It's just sad because it's like it's not what you wanted. I know that it wasn't a great relationship, but like you didn't want this was the worst possible outcome, wasn't it? You didn't want this at all,
It
and
was.
that's
I wanted a divorce, and I tried several times to leave, and She also had some narcissistic tendencies. She had a bad childhood. Her parents were terrible. I told you a few minutes ago, I called my father-in-law the night she passed. He said, "Well, I don't know what to say." And they weren't estranged, but they certainly weren't close. He said, "Well, I don't know what to say." And I said, "Well, if you figure out what to say, you've got my phone number." That was the last time I've heard from him.
Jeez, man,
Yeah.
that's awful.
Yeah. So that relationship is done. Um, so yeah, I thought I had a follow up there. I didn't.
Yeah, it's tough. It really is. So, obviously, you've had a lot of anger as well there. That I can only imagine how angry you've been since she's passed as well. Because I've watched a couple of vlogs and of yours, and you mentioned that like there was death there and stuff that you didn't know about, and
Oh
so
yeah, okay. So the deal was basically she had to control everything, right? Bad childhood, so she always had to be the one to drive. She always had to be the one that wanted to manage the money. And quite frankly, I don't like doing that shit. I manage
yeah,
budgets all day at work.
I'm the same.
I'm
Yeah,
fine just saying, go ahead, just do it all. So I hadn't looked at my own bank account for 10 years. And then the day after she passed, my parents were here and we just kind of started going through everything, opened up my fucking bank account, and it was all in the red. She'd gambled away everything in online gambling.
yeah. Did you know that she was online gambling at all?
I had caught her a couple times and I said, "You keep doing this." We had said we were done a couple times for very different reasons, but I said, "You keep doing this. I'm just not going to let you completely wreck our future." I was the only one that was working. So she hadn't worked. She had done a few contract jobs here and there, but she hadn't worked steadily for a good 6 or 7 years.
Yeah,
So I was the only one really making the money, and I do all right. I make a good living. But I said, the two times I had caught her before, I just said, "That's it. If you keep doing this, I'm out." And she kept doing it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the anger that you felt, do you feel has that helped in any way with the grief?
Oh, it fueled me. It
Yeah,
fucking fueled me to succeed. It
yeah,
fueled me to say, I will recover from this. I will do it better. We will be okay.
yeah.
Yeah. And by we, I mean, I've got my two goldies. I don't know if you can see
Love the
Vic.
dogs. Absolutely love them. They
Thanks.
they obviously are the main star of the
Oh,
vlogs. Yeah,
absolutely.
and you
Nobody
and you
gives a
know that, so
nobody gives a shit about me. No, nobody
yeah.
cares
It,
about
it, it's
me.
funny that getting onto the subject of animals. Like I've got a cat. I'm surprised she's not on my
I
lap
saw.
right now.
No, she's in the back.
Oh, she's in the back. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She will not leave my side. I mean, I love cats and dogs. We haven't had a dog since we've been in Canada. I did have one. I had a cross. She was a cross between three different dogs: Labrador, Golden Retriever, and a German Shepherd. And she was the smartest dog I've ever known. She
Yeah.
was amazing. Her name was Lucy. And I mean, honestly, when I say she was smart, she knew what you were saying. She's like, she's just like your dogs. She's just so in her own way, so clever. And I
Yeah.
miss her so much. I'm dying to get another dog. We're just not there yet. But the cat I've had since I moved here, she's 13 now. And they know animals. I truly believe animals can sense when you're going through something because she will not leave my side or hasn't since my mum passed away.
I'd like to say mine are intuitive, but they've always been by my side, so
Yeah,
I
so
don't
yeah, it's hard to say, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't think they know. Yeah. I'll tell you, the day she passed, I was so proud of these two because I came home and I didn't do the math right away, but they actually had not gone out for 24 hours because I was the only one that walked them. So I had walked them the night before when I got home from work. And in the morning, she would usually wake up around, I don't know, she would drink all night. So, I mean, she'd drink until about 3 in the morning and then go up to bed and then wake up again around 11 a.m. And then let them out and feed them and that kind of stuff. But I came home, their bowls weren't out, and they were just laying on the living room floor. And I just knew something was off. And then I walked in the kitchen, I saw that their bowls weren't out. So these guys, they had not pooed or peed for 24 hours, as well as had not been fed all day. And they were just laying there, calm as could be on the living room floor when I got in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I do think that they do know like dogs can sense it, even though you can't notice a difference in the way they are with you. I just think I think they know that they are your drive right now, aren't they? Like that, like you get up every day and you do what you do for your dogs, and I think you said in one of your vlogs, like without them, you don't know what you do without having them there.
We never had children. So it's just I always knew there was something off, even in the early part of the marriage. She just didn't have that empathy that was there, that you can sense in most human beings. And I just said, that's probably not right to have a child with, but as a partner, we're not too bad together. So in the beginning of the marriage,
Yeah,
um, and yeah, yeah, no, they are, yeah. I mean, they are the reason I get up in the morning. They're the reason I keep going. Yeah.
yeah. But like as time goes on, you finding that they say time is a healer. Like, are you finding that as time goes on, things are getting a little bit easier for you? I know that you have a lady friend as well. So, like, no, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
do you find that things do you find that there's more to live for? Like, as you're going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a fatalist, Gavin, and I've always considered this life to be an absolute blessing. We are a cosmic improbability.
Yeah,
Our existence on this beautiful blue marble inside, a universe that's spinning at 1 billion miles an hour, that it's just pure chaos. We should not be here. We as humans should not be the creatures we are with the sentience we have. So I consider every day just to be a blessing. So I've never not had that drive to consider every day a blessing, to embrace every day, and to experience every day, right? I've just always been one of those guys who has loved life.
yeah,
So even in the darkest hours, right? And that very first video I posted in January, that was my darkest, man. I had been living in a fucking when I worked in France for a French robotics company. So I spent about 30% of my time in France over the past 3 years. And I took that job to get the fuck out of my house, basically. Um, I didn't want to fucking hang out with the French. But it gave me an opportunity to get the hell out of my basement for a little bit.
yeah,
Um, so, I've never had that attitude that there is even in the darkest times that there is not something to live for.
yeah. I
Um,
agree.
so you ask me, am I finding every day? I'm finding a new normal every day, right? And
Yeah,
yes, of course, my lady friend is definitely a bonus, right? And that's giving me
yeah,
an extra motivation to come into normality. But I'll tell you, man, I was in a fucked up relationship for so long. I'm like in high school again, like trying to
yeah,
learn how to be, a partner again, and especially with somebody who is so drastically different. I mean, I was physically abused and mentally abused. And
yeah,
so it's so hard for me to accept kindness.
yeah,
That's what I'm learning right now. I mean, that's what that's my challenge. That's my new challenge is how do I accept kindness? How do I accept love, you know?
yeah. Yeah, it is. It's like an alien thing, isn't it? To you, it's just like it's so alien because you haven't experienced it for so long. So it's like you literally do have to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. And she's an absolute giver. And that was never my late wife. She was a taker, which is I'm a people pleaser. I'm a human golden retriever underneath it all. So I mean, I just want to give. I just want to be called a good boy. I just want to bring you your slippers and, take care of you. And she's that way as well. And it's very interesting, to be with somebody like that. It's wonderful. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong, but I don't know what to do when she gives me a kindness.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, that's good. I know that somebody you're reading out like someone's comment, and somebody was being quite critical of the fact that you're dating again after
Oh yeah,
losing your wife.
lots of
Um,
people have been very critical of it.
but I mean, that's the thing is the internet, and they
I
always
know,
will be because
I
people
know.
people say whatever they want online, but they never say it to your face. But at the end of
Yeah,
the day, after what you've been through, you deserve to be happy. Do you know what I mean? Like you've been through so much. It's not the sadness didn't start when she passed away. You were quite miserable before that. So
yeah.
like, you've waited a long time, and you've stuck to your, from what I can understand, your vows of like in sickness and in health. Like you stood by it. You didn't have to. You could have left, and you chose to. So. I think you know what, at the end of the day, you do deserve, just like anyone does when someone passes away, as hard as it is, for other people to understand. Like, my dad's in a position now where he's obviously single, and I'd like to think that one day he will meet someone else, but then other people might not have that opinion and just think that, I don't know, he should maybe stay single for the rest of his life, but everyone deserves to be happy. So,
Well, and I don't want to portray myself as a saint. I tried to leave twice in the 12 years when we stopped having all affection, when we became basically roommates. There
yeah,
were two occasions where I did try to leave. But I insist on taking the dogs with me. And she essentially started screaming at the top of her lungs. And I live in a townhouse. So, of course, screaming that loud is going to go through the firewalls. And the neighbors called the police.
yeah,
And on both occasions, the police, even though I'm the one who had gotten smacked around, the police made me leave.
yeah, that's unbelievable, isn't it? It's terrible. It
It
really is.
is. Yeah, and you could smell the fucking alcohol in her breath, right?
Yeah,
You couldn't smell it on me. I don't really drink except on weekends or at a bar, right? That's the only time I ever drink. And certainly never to the point of like blackout intoxication. But she was swaying back and forth. You could smell it on her breath. They told me to pack my shit for the night and go find a place to stay.
yeah,
Yeah. And I wouldn't leave without the dogs. That was a non. That was just nope.
yeah.
They either came with me or I stayed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, you've earned the right to be happy. So everyone deserves to be happy. So,
Yeah.
So
No, man,
do you have?
it was my first Hinge date. It was my
Oh, right. Yeah.
she was my first swipe on Hinge, and we just really hit it off. That was at the end of March. Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. I hope things
Thanks.
continue to progress, and you guys stay together and it all goes well. That'll be
Me too.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I hope she doesn't get sick of me.
So do you have, I don't know how to ask this, but
Yeah.
obviously there's a lot of anger there and you went through a lot with your ex-wife, or your wife. Um,
Late is the
late,
proper
yeah,
term at home.
yes, exactly, yeah, late wife. Do you have moments where because obviously it wasn't always bad. You must have had some good times. You guys obviously got married. Do, do you have moments where you think about the good times and you miss her?
Yeah, especially when I was cleaning stuff out. So as I was cleaning stuff up around, so there was one day, I guess it was about 3 weeks after she had passed away, and I found out she was hiding something about the taxes. So when you win a jackpot in any kind of gambling in the U.S., it's called a hand pay, and a hand pay has a tax implication with it.
Oh,
So she had won a couple jackpots and pissed it all away. I mean, she won it and then just fucking let it ride and then lost it all. So I'd found out from my accountant that there was a tax obligation that I also had to meet in addition to her draining everything. And I started walking around and I came up to my wedding picture and I just stood there and I yelled at it for 45 fucking minutes. And I'm like, okay, this isn't healthy. I need to expunge. I need to at least just take all the pictures that are up and just get them in a fucking closet somewhere or something for now.
yeah,
And during that process, I came on old vacation photos and shit like that back when, before she had really fallen. And yeah, that was very hard.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The belongings what got me when I went back. I was quite strong when I went back for the funeral to the UK. I was strong for my dad. I was strong for my kids and my
Yeah.
brother and everyone else. But then we came to the point where we had to go through a jewelry.
Yeah.
And like I have a daughter, my brother has a daughter, so we decided that like we'll divide the jewelry up between our daughters because that's what my mum would have wanted. And
Mhm.
so we were looking for it, and one of my aunties, because my aunties, God love them, they'd come around and they'd put everything away for my dad so he didn't have to do it, which was, I
Yeah.
mean, my aunties have been amazing this whole time. So they told me like, oh, the jewelry's in a little box. It's inside another box, like with their clothes. So you have to open this bit, which is in the wardrobe. So pull it out, open that, and then you find the box. So I did it. As soon as I took the lid off the box, the smell of her perfume on her clothes, like just the sight of her clothes. I touched the clothes to move them, and I just didn't. There's nothing prepared me. I just started bawling, and I said
Yeah.
to my wife, I was like, "You're gonna have to do this." So she took over, and I just instantly ran to my dad, which I haven't done in years since I was a little kid. I just ran to him and said, "Dad, I need a hug." And he goes, "What's happened?" And I said, "Nothing." I said, "Just open the clothes, and I'm just upset. I just need a hug." So he gave me
Well,
a hug, and I was okay. But that was a tough moment going through the stuff. But it had to be done. These are the thing. This is the thing. You can't leave the stuff sitting there. You have to go through stuff.
so yeah, so that's the one regret I have is a post I made on Facebook because so my parents stayed with me the first week after she passed away. And it was day two, right? We had day one kind of recuperated. That's when we found out about all the financial stuff. Day two, we were all just kind of sitting around the dining room table looking at each other. And my dad is just not I'm an only child, so my parents raised me like a veal and treat me like, Gollum treats his precious, right? And my dad just cannot see me sitting there being sad. So it was day two, and he kind of looked at me and he said, "How many of the closets upstairs are hers?" Right? I've got three bedrooms. And I go, "Well, I've got half a closet in the master. All the rest is all her shit in the other two bedrooms." And he's like, "Okay, let's go and let's start bagging shit up." So we're going through stuff, and about half hour into it, I couldn't anymore. I just kind of I was physically, mentally, I was just exhausted.
Yeah,
So I called up two of my friends and two of my very good female friends that I worked with at IBM. One of them had had a husband who had killed himself about 9 years prior. So she knew everything about consignment, about packing shit up, and they understand women's clothes more than I do. So I made a Facebook going, "Hey, any consignment shops out there?" And this was the second day after she passed. I was like, "Anybody know any good consignment shops in the area?" Because I was also, again, trying to fill an enormous debt hole as well.
yeah,
I regret that post.
yeah. Well,
That post, yeah,
you're in a completely different headspace, so
yeah,
it's normal
yeah,
to make irrational decisions like that, I suppose.
yeah.
But yeah, the going through stuff was tough, and because for me anyway, I felt like I was invading their privacy because I'm like going through. There was nothing there that like we shouldn't be looking at, but it was just hair stuff. You know what I mean? Like we're just going through hair belongings, and I just didn't like it. It was horrible. We had to do the same for me, my grandma when she passed, and that was horrible as well. Going through her jewelry and we were in her bedroom looking through, and my granddad's like, "Take what you want. It's all going in the bin, otherwise, because that's just how he is. It's all going in the bin. So take what you want." And I'm like, "Granddad, like this isn't nan stuff. We need to take our time." He's like, "No, just help yourself. Take what you want." Yeah, I just didn't like it. It's not nice. Not a
I
nice feeling.
Yeah, well, she had a back when she would go out in the world before the mental illness really took, she loved to shop. So, I mean, there were a lot of clothes there I was actually able to consign and get some money for. I still have all the jewelry upstairs. I don't know what the fuck to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there. I've said the
Yeah.
same to my dad as well. A lot of stuff from my mum is still there. He's like, I don't know what to do with this, and I'm like, doesn't matter for right now. Just leave it. It'll stay there for however long it needs to. You can get to it when you get to it. There's no rush. Um,
Yeah, I'm trying to move forward, right? I mean, in my situation, again, I've got my lady friend now. I want to have her over at the house. I don't want to have too many ghosts of the past lingering here,
yeah,
Yeah.
that might help as well. I mean, I know it helped my dad as well. Like because he warned me. He said, before you come over, I just want to let you know, I have changed the house round. I've changed the furniture. I've got new carpets. Like, I've took pictures down, and he didn't bother me because that's just how he chose to grieve. But he literally
That
just everything was put away.
and I did the same thing. Like my whole
Yeah,
living room set is brand new, and because She had basically, one of my other vlogs, one of the ones that I've got pinned at the top, you can see me raging against a couch set. I don't know if you watched that one or not.
Yeah,
But yeah, I dragged out the couch that she basically never moved from for 9 years. I just said, this fucking thing's got to go. I just got to get this out of here.
yeah,
So I moved all three couches. Yeah, I'm glad I'm a big monster of a human being. I was able to just get all three of them out of the house myself. It was
yeah.
extremely cathartic.
Yeah, it's quite cleansing. You can just, it's like a new, it literally is a new physical start, isn't it? And because you get your new ones in, and then this is life going forward now. New
Yeah.
couch, new life.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can
And
understand that.
the other thing I did was my cousin actually bought me a stand-up Ms. Pac-Man machine.
Do you know what? I
That's right
seen
in
that
my
in one of
dining
the,
room.
I
Yeah.
seen that in one of the videos. I'm so jealous. 'Cause this is my man cave, and I
Yeah.
really want an arcade machine of some kind, preferably the Simpsons one, because I used to love it when I was a
Oh,
kid.
all right. Yeah.
And they're expensive now. Like you can get them, but they're really expensive. But I'd take anything. I'd take Pac-Man or anything because I just really want one.
Mine's actually not a vintage. It's a tenant. It's a emulation of the old Ms. Pac-Man
Yeah,
cabinet,
that'll be fine.
and it's a 10 in one. So it's got four games you recognize. It's got Ms. Pac-Man, two versions of Galaga, and then Dig Dug are the four you recognize, and then the other six are kind of B-list games. I had played them before, but they were all the ones
Yeah,
that were in the back of the arcade. Yeah.
yeah. No, it's not even about playing it, is it? It's just it's a feature. That's how I see it. If I had it, it would just be there and I'd play it periodically. But it's just a feature in the man cave. And I
Yeah.
seen yours and I was like, oh man, I get jealous whenever I see someone's got one.
Well, and I'll tell you instinctually, I was ready to drag it down to the man cave, and I'm just like, wait a minute, it's all mine now.
The whole
I,
house is a man cave now, isn't it? You can do what you want.
yeah, yeah, I've had that comment made that I'm turning the entire house into a 12-year-old's bedroom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
trust me, this house would be the same if I lived here on my own. Because like when we bought it, my wife was like, "You can have the basement and I'll have the rest of the house." Deal? And I was
that
like,
was the
"Deal."
deal.
Yeah,
That was the same exact deal we made when we moved in here 20 years ago. Yeah.
yeah. So that's what like everything. The rest of the house is not like this. This is full of toys. I've got a glass cabinet here full of Back to the Future toys. There's one here that's got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Muppets, and all kinds of other stuff in it.
So BTTF is my favorite movie.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Same with me. Me and my son love it. It's
Yeah,
like I'm obsessed. One of those Pop Funkos is signed by Christopher Lloyd. I didn't meet him, but a friend of mine did, and I
that's
didn't know
awesome.
she was doing this. She went up and got him to sign it for me. So that's over there. There's a hoverboard over there. I've got honestly, yeah, I'm a bit obsessed. It's yeah. I'll have to send you some photos after.
I got to interview Michael J. Fox once.
No way, seriously.
Yeah, it was over the phone. So I used to do comic book reviews for a site called Ain't It Cool News.
Okay.
It was a big site back in the late 90s and early aughts and the teens of the 2000s. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did comic book reviews for that site for 10 years. And I think it was like IDW did a BTTF comic book. And so I got an interview opportunity. Michael J. Fox agreed to do a little bit of press for him to help sell the comic book. So I got to talk to him on the phone for 10 minutes.
That would be like a dream come true for me. That doing that.
It was pretty cool. It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I can't, I've lost count of how many times I've watched those films. I've loved them ever since I was a kid. And I remember one time just talking about my mum again.
Yeah,
My mum had a pair of these sneakers. We call them trainers in the UK. She had a
sure.
pair of these trainers, and they looked a little bit like the ones from the movie, from the second movie, like the
Yeah,
futuristic ones.
the
They looked
lace ups.
the same colors. They weren't Nikes, but they looked the same. And I remember like my mum knew I loved them, so she gave me these trainers, and they were women's trainers. I used to walk around in them. I didn't care because I just wanted to be like Marty. So I had a pair of blue jeans on, a pinkish red t-shirt, and then these woman's sneakers. Yeah, it was epic.
I saw the first one in the theater because I remember that was the year my mother went back to work. So that was the first summer I was home alone. I
Yeah.
went to go see it 8 times in the theater.
It's the best, man. It really is. Like, my son's so into it now as well. Like, it didn't really take much like convincing. He just loves it. Like, he loves everything about Back to the Future. We've been to see. They re-released the first one a couple of months back, or maybe it was like late last year. So we went to
Yeah.
theaters to see that, and that was really cool. They had the DeLorean popcorn bucket. I mean, it's not even a bucket. It's the car, and you just put. You could. There's a little tray that pulls out, and you can put popcorn in it.
That's
So
amazing.
it was like $60 Canadian. It was ridiculously expensive, but we had to have it. So
I just paid 50 for the fucking Grogu one at the Mandalorian.
yeah, I've got. There's a. I don't know where it is actually. I've got a. It's an actual bucket, and it's got. It's from the Avengers Endgame, and it's got all the characters around the side. It's like a 3D one. That one's cool.
Oh, that's
So and
that's all.
there's a Slimer one up there when the last Ghostbusters film came out. Got a Slimer one. Yeah, big nerd.
I, I liked Ghostbusters. I didn't get in that into Ghostbusters. Yeah, so I did comic book reviews. So I've got about 40,000 comic books in my man cave.
Whoa,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Are they on
Um,
display or just in boxes?
most of them are in boxes just because I want to keep them protected. Yeah,
Yeah,
so you got to keep them away from the light. You can't have them,
yeah.
exposed in any way, shape, or form. Now, but I've got a complete run of X-Men. So I've got from number one through to 2018. So those early X-Men are kind of my crown jewels. I also have original Watchmen comics as well as The Dark Knight Returns. Those are the
Wow.
jewels of the collection. Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's incredible. I've got a
Mm,
few there, like old ones somebody gave me, and I had no idea what they're worth. But a friend of mine who's really into comics came around and he's seen them. He's like, some of those are worth money, you know. And I was like, oh well, whatever. So he looked them up. They're not worth like a mass amount of money. They're worth like, I don't know, 40, $50, something like that. But it's still like I didn't realize that they were, worth something. So I've put them
sure.
away.
Huh, be interested. Let me know what they are.
Yeah, I will do. I'll
I
take
mean,
pictures of them and show them. Just the
yeah.
Spider-Man ones. That's all I know. I haven't read them, but the Spider-Man ones.
I mean, 40, $50, I'm thinking you're kind of a 90s kid. So I'm thinking it might be like the Todd McFarlane Spider-Mans.
Yeah, maybe somebody gave them to me, so they could be from any time. Somebody like literally actually gave them to my wife and said, "Oh, your husband's into Spider-Man, so give him these." And
All
I was like,
right.
"Oh, cool."
Yeah, take shots of them. I want to see.
Yeah, I will do. I will do. Um, oh yeah, God, we've gone off on a bit of a tangent there, haven't we?
We
So with
sure
the
did. That's what
with the
happens when nerds collide.
no, yeah. Yeah. So with the vlog, so like what you obviously
Yeah.
did that initial video. Did you do the initial video 10 hours after she passed? Did you do it with the intention of continuing to do a vlog? And if not, at what point did you decide, I think I'm going to keep doing this because it's like therapeutic almost to do?
I did it the first few days and it was therapeutic. And to which point in time I said, I'm that type of personality where I've got to have a goal and I've got to have an objective. And I said, I like this. I guess I did it like the first 4 days, and then I went back and I watched the original one, and then I watched the one on the fourth day, and I go, I'm different now. I've made
Mm.
some progression in just these 4 days. I like
Yeah.
seeing this. I like seeing this progression. And I chose TikTok because, again, I talked about my parents can't see me sad. They have no capacity to see me sad. And they're boomers, so they're always on fucking Facebook. So I said, let me go over here to TikTok because I know they have no idea how to work that. And I like the TikTok format, right? The Facebook algorithm has just become a Messerschmitt of nonsense because Zuckerberg has to keep tweaking with shit and shove ads in your face and that kind of stuff. So I just
Yeah.
don't like the layout of Facebook anymore. So that's why I did it on TikTok. And so I got about 4 days in and I just said, I like seeing this progression. I'm going to do this every day for a year.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the plan is to do it up until a year and then you'll stop or you'll decide when you get there.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And I never thought anybody would watch this. I mean, I did it for myself. And
Yeah.
then, it was, I don't know, shit. It was like the first week. And I go and I log in one day and it's like my one video had gotten like over 100,000 views overnight. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh wow, this is okay. This is people are looking at this now, and it's people I don't know. Because prior to that, maybe I'd get 1,000 views on a video if I was lucky with the
Yeah.
dogs, just doing stupid shit with the dogs. Yeah, but I mean, some of my videos have over 1 million views now.
Yeah, I just think it resonates with people because there's people out there that are obviously going through. loss and grief and like that's what it was for me. I don't even know. You just popped up. I was just looking through, and maybe it's
Yeah.
because I've been talking about grief. It's been suggested to me, and so yeah, so I just watched it. It was like one of your more recent ones. The first one I watched actually was you were out with your friends or one of your friends, and he's in the video with you.
Shit.
So that was so that's
Yeah.
the first one I seen. That's what popped up, and I was like, oh, like
Yeah.
I like the banter between the two of you, and I was like, oh, this guy seems interesting. So then I went to your page and I watched a few more recent ones,
Yeah.
and then that's what made me go, I've got to see where this all started. So I went back, and it took me a while, but I found the very first one, and then that was like I say, that was hard to watch, and then it was just seeing how far you'd come. And then that's it just helped me. So I think it probably has helped a lot of people. I know you do have a lot of people that watch specifically for the dogs. I know that. But like
Yeah.
what you're doing actually is actually helping people. So I think if you get up to a year, and you decide to stop after a year, your job there, not that you've had a job to do, but your job there is done. You've helped people, and they can go back and watch how you've done over the course of a
Well,
year.
and
Brilliant.
but I'll tell you, Gavin, if at the end of that year people tell me that I'm still helping them, I
Yeah.
will keep doing it
That's what I was
because
going to say. I was going to say, when you get to a year, you might feel like that. Like, I feel like I've still got something to give here, so I'll continue to do it.
yeah, I mean, I made two promises to myself when she passed. One is I'm never going to lie again. Right. I am going to live 100% truth and 100% honesty because I did have to hide and lie for so long. And the other thing is, man, I don't have any kids.
Yeah,
And the legacy weighs heavily on me at this point. And I don't think that is a reason to have any children, to have children by a stretch of the imagination. But on the same token, I do want to leave something behind and I do want to do some good and I
yeah,
want to help the world. I want to leave the world a better place than the one I received. And
yeah,
so, yeah, I'm also hearing beyond the grief. I talk about other shit, right, on the vlog. I mean, I
yeah,
talk about my daily life, and I've just heard from so many lost young people right now. And I'll say men in the regard of young men not knowing how to show their emotions, young men who are directionless, but also a lot of young women as well who are lacking that same direction and lacking that same, God, I hate saying this about myself, but elder guidance, right? Just in life
yeah.
itself. I mean, I get about 100 DMs a day
Wow.
um, from people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I feel lucky that you responded to me then.
well, no, man, I try to respond to all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geez, I don't know if I'd be able to find a time.
A lot of it's just a thank you, because a lot of them are like, God bless, go find Jesus or salvation in the church. Those just get a thank you, right? That's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
that's just a thanks. That's easy.
yeah,
But no, I can smell sincerity, and
yeah.
your message was laced with sincerity, so of course I responded. Yeah,
So, is it say we haven't really discussed it, but is it safe to say you're an atheist? Because I am.
I'm agnostic.
Okay, right, fair enough. So,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I wanted to touch on. We're going to wrap it up shortly, but I am
Okay.
curious to know because for me as an atheist, it's been tough because I do think that having a faith would help in certain in situations
Yeah.
like this. Do you know what I mean? Like knowing that
Oh,
that person has gone off to a better place, and I
I am.
can't. I'm not
I'm
wired that way.
I'm envious of those that are religious.
Yeah, same, same.
My dad did not want me. My dad was raised Catholic, and he did not want me to have the Catholic baggage. So he made sure I was a heathen, just so I would go and live my life, to its fullest. Um, but I am absolutely envious of those that have faith because, as you say, that greater reward, right?
Yeah.
That's the fact that they believe in that. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, I know. I try to go with the science of it all, and the energy that never dies, it just goes somewhere else. And I got upset one night actually reading about, and it's factual. It's not just like this is what we think. It's factual, so it tells you about energy and where energy goes. Like when
Yeah.
somebody dies, it literally tells you where it all goes to. And I got upset reading that because it just made it, but it in a good way because it made me just feel like my mum's still around somewhere because her energy's not gone. You know what I mean? It's gone somewhere else. And then there was a little saying in it. It just said, um, "Mum's not gone. She's just a little different now." And
That's nice.
I quite like that. So
It is. It's really nice. Yeah, no. Yeah.
yeah, so that's kind of my
I
thought.
believe I believe in the Star Trek episode theory of the afterlife. There was one episode where the Enterprise comes in around a planet. This is Next Generation. It comes in around a planet and all the systems start getting fucked up with. And, Geordi adjusts his visor and he goes, Captain, I see, energy beings inside our. And they go down to the planet and basically they've got these pods where when people die, they shoot their souls up into a holding pattern around the planet. That's the one I prescribe to.
Yeah,
Why not?
yeah, whatever works. Yeah,
You
it's
know,
just as believable as everything else that's been
as a
made up.
guy in
So
the sky, yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
and that was one thing I never got into was Star Trek. I never got into that. I've never really watched it, to be fair. Yeah, it was more Star Wars.
I got very into the books of Isaac Asimov as a kid. Well, I mean, the first movie I ever saw was Star Wars.
Yeah,
So 1977, my dad wanted to go see this new Star Wars, so he took his 3-year-old kid to go see fucking Star
you
Wars.
remember seeing it at 3 years old?
I remember the final scene. I will always remember the John Williams score, them walking through the hallway, Chewbacca doing his thing. That's really the only memory I have of it. Well, and yeah,
Okay.
and it's funny. My dad constantly calls me a nerd and a dork, and I go, the first two movies you took me to were Star Wars 77 and Superman 78. What the fuck did you think would happen to me?
It's it's totally his fault.
It
Totally.
is. Absolutely. We had this drug commercial back in the 80s, where the father walks in and he's got a box of marijuana and he goes to his son. He's like, "Were you smoking this?" And the kid looks at him and and the father goes, "Where did you learn to do this? Where'd you see this?" And the kid looks at his father and he goes, "From you. I learned it by watching you." And I say that to my dad every time I nerd out and I start going off on a tangent and he rolls his eyes. And I'm like, "Because of you, man. This is all because of you."
Hilarious. Okay, Rob, well, listen, we're going to wrap it up now. One final question. Where can
Please.
people find you on the internet? Best
Um,
places.
yeah, if you just Google Rob Patey, I'm the only one out there, really. So
Yeah,
it's RobPatey. So it's at Rob Patey on Instagram. I'm Robert T. Patey the third on TikTok. It's a lot. Just type in Robert Patey and I'll
it'll
come
come up. Yeah.
if you want. Yeah.
Okay. I'll put the links in the video description anyway, so and the
No,
audio description.
I
So yeah.
appreciate it.
But thanks. No, it's been really nice talking to you. I've wanted to talk about my mum since she passed away on the podcast. Obviously took some time off from doing it, and we've done I think 2 episodes since. And I
Mm.
mentioned that she'd gone, and I said that I wanted to do an episode about grief. So yeah, thank you very much for doing this with me. It's been
I
good for
hope it
me.
helped. I hope it helped.
No, it really has, honestly, because I got a lot of listeners who've like supported me, and I just felt like, and I can't not talk about my mum. I have to acknowledge it, and people
Sure.
keep messaging me, and I said I'm going to cover it on an episode. So no, it's been
Good
good.
enough.
Yeah,
Cool.
I feel good for doing this. So yeah, thank you very much, and continue. Obviously, wish you more continued success with your vlog as well, and we'll keep in touch as well. I feel like I
Sounds good.
made a new friend.
Oh no, definitely. Yeah, yeah. You're my brother from up north now.
There you go. There you go. Okay, buddy. Well, you have a nice night, and we'll talk again soon.
You too, Gav. Thanks.
See ya. Bye.
All right. Bye bye.